if you're not on a regional structure, you're not going to have a chance of a significant greenstone-hosted deposit. Okay, if those regional structures juxtapose metavolcanics, metasediments, it gets even better. This is the case at Golden Hill. Just to the north of us, a cooperative has taken out, we think, about 300,000 ounces from the top 20 meters of a shear zone that's going multi-ounce material in its sulfide zone. They've never had the money to go down. Now, that's unverified, but it's a big pit, and you don't make a big pit 20 meters deep, 600 meters long, 300 meters wide. It's just 3 kilometers north, and there's another 4 deposits. So when you compare it to the other systems around the world, it's a regional structure, 25K long, 6 gold deposits. We've been really lucky. You can see La Escarcha, the whole surface is gone. From La Escarcha down to Brownfields, there's almost 4 kilometers of surface pits, mainly at La Escarcha, but they continue down. So our focus is going to be at La Escarcha. We've got underground development. You get down to 45 meters and do the cross drive, and you've got 5 veins. 2 of them are 5 meters wide, multi-phase, visible gold. So our initial probably 3,000 meters is going to be drilling fans at La Escarcha down to 200 meters vertical. And we've done something very unusual. We've taken an underground diamond rig and we've modified it for surface. Because if you're trying to chase a vein here, and topography is against you, and you can only drill at this angle, you have to keep going back up the hill. We've got a rig that will drill horizontal at surface. It will drill PQ, so big diameter core, gives us a much better statistical representation. These systems the world over have nuggety gold. So, you know, if you take a 1 meter sample across a vein, cut the core in half, you're going to have about 8 kilos of material. That's crushed. 250 grams or a kilo is pulverized, and 30 to 50 grams is submitted to fire assay. So statistically, you get some great kicks and then dead holes. We're going to try and average that out by drilling this PQ thick diameter core and looking at either as a 3 kilo screen fire or a 3 kilo cyanide bottle roll on a rig that can drill horizontal to vertical. So we don't have to then compromise hole positions with topography. So all the metallurgy we've done, the underground work, the mapping has prepped us to hopefully drill in the most sensible way possible, assay sample and report in the most sensible way. We can't put gold in the ground, but we know it's a good system, got a huge potential, but everything's ready. And hopefully, forward-looking statement, don't rely on it, but in 4 days' time, that rig should be turning. And we plan to drill initially three fences, 80 meters apart across La Escarcha, obviously targeting where we know we've got underground high-grade material. And from probably 2 or 3 drill pads, we'll be able to drill horizontal, angle down on this one. So we're getting maximum return, bang for the buck on the drilling by drilling these fence lines off 2 or 3 pads across what we think is 4 to 5 veins. So it's all going to happen in that brown area at the front at La Escarcha, and then slowly we will start moving down the belt. Okay. But I would these systems the world over, you don't have to have a surface expression. Time and time again, it's been the drilling under the average looking part that's had the high grade shoot. So we know in La Escarcha we're starting off in the most logical place with great underground evidence of high grade veins. But just when you look at this photo, if you don't see, you know, all the trees gone, don't worry. It's mineralized, multiple veins and small pits. So we'll move down the belt on that. Okay.
What about the depth extent of these targets? Any idea of how far mineralization continues there?
Well, as we demonstrated in Brulin, 1.5 kilometers, you know, I've been deep in Obuasi in West Africa. These systems basically stay vertical, compressor stresses that way, so they stay open to great depth. Western Australia, the Golden Mile, kilometre plus. So greenstone hosted gold deposits are kilometre plus deposits. Now it makes no sense to go out, you know, spend $100,000 drilling a, you know, 1,000-meter hole. We don't need to do that. We've got high graded surface. So our initial focus is the upper 200 meters. If the veins hang together You never get a continuous shoot. They pinch and swell a bit. But, if they hang together at 200, then you step back and go deeper. From a geological perspective, systems are a kilometre plus depth with good strike extent. But we're gifted here. It's never been drilled. 6 holes, 8 holes historical, very shallow underground development. So we're going to go shallow, maximum bang for the buck, and then step down as we have to go. But excellent depth potential.
Do we have one more slide? Slide 10? Perfect.
Well, this really sort of underlines it again. The orange here, you can see ESCARCHA there. You can see Gabby down to brown fields. Those brown areas are where they've mined the saprolite. Now, saprolite's that weathered soil zone at the top. We use that in a very generalized sense. Some of these pits are 30, 40 meters deep, so they're getting into hard rock. But the reason we put in that the Brule and Halnor trend is that's 3 kilometers long. From ESCARCHA to the southernmost edge of the brownfield pits is 4 kilometers. You can see right up on the top of the structure, almost at the edge of that diagram, Paquite Norte. This is where the cooperativas have taken out about 350,000 ounces of gold, unverified. It's 600 meters long, 200 meters wide, 20 meters deep. It's flooded. And I shouldn't be saying this because every man and his dog is going to go charging in there. And you've got a 10-meter wide sulfidic shear and multi-ounce running either side. But we like the cooperativas like us, enough said there, I think. But that demonstrates that this is a significantly mineralized. We got 4 kilometers of open pits scratching the surface. Halnor to Bruland had 3. This is really, 76 countries. I don't suffer fools or projects lightly. I'm a bit of a difficult, crusty old bugger to get on with. And I tend to beat up projects unnecessarily. This really has legs. I like this one a lot. Forward-looking statement, be careful. But great geology.
I might add, if you look at the map, you can see a number of thin red lines, and those denote a number of veins that our team has mapped over the past several months across the property, which had not been mapped.
Yeah, so it pushes the vein extent is out to 7.5 strike kilometers, open pits over 4, underground development on the high grade shoots over about 250. So yeah, and for several years the local partners mined this economically without drill plans, without a resource, and recovering gravity gold on a carpet that you'd have in your house. So it was crushed, it was pulverized and run over a gravity circuit, and they still made money. So that gives us a little sense that maybe this is has a chance of delivering some drill results for us.
Right. Now, you completed some extensive metallurgical work on the project. Can you discuss the benefit of this for the drill targeting?
Yeah, the metallurgical, this is we might not have emphasized this. This is a fully permitted mining concession. Okay, that means we don't have, if we want to go mining tomorrow, we don't have to permit anything. Mm-hmm. And this is the advantage of having this earn-in to the Bolivian company. So it's a fully permitted mining concession. It's got a crushing plant that can do about 50 ton a day. It's got a ball mill that can do 50 ton a day. So what we wanted to understand is what percentage of gold presents to gravity. So we went underground, we did a 10-ton blast, and we shipped a bulk sample of that 10-ton blast to SGS Lakefield, the premier metallurgical lab in the world. They came back with an average head grade of about 6 grams per ton, and significantly, they recovered 73% of the gold presented to an unoptimized gravity circuit. In that very first slide, all that yellow, that was free gold. So what we know is, if we were to drill a resource here, even a small one at surface, we've got the ability. Here's the vein, and you can see on that photo, here's the vein underground, 5 meters wide, multi-phase, going, well, we had 6 grams, that's where we did our blast. So we are, if we define a resource, we're permitted to mine, and we know we can recover with gravity 73% unoptimized and about 96% into gravity and cyanide or cyanide alone. So the benefit was understanding that if we do drill something, we could conceivably consider mining it. I'm not saying we're going to. We want a discovery here. That's a big one. But that's a nice thing in a fully permitted mining concession to have. The second reason is by doing that metallurgy on a 10-ton study, we have a very good understanding of how the gold is distributed and what's going on. Excuse me, because the last thing you want to do is go and drill this, get your subsampling protocol and your assays wrong, and not get the grade you think simply because of protocol. So we've gone to great lengths to understand how we have to drill this thing, how we have to assay it, best practices and order. So it served two purposes. It gave us the confidence that this is a recoverable style of gold mineralization, and a gravity circuit is a very low-cost option in any scale. And secondly, it's prepped us to drill properly and assay properly. And this comes back to Santos Glorias, San Jose in Peru. Here we are, 45 meters underground. You could go to Obuasi in West Africa and the vein looks no different, or parts of the vein look no different. This thing, now there's Luis, he's a director, he's the owner of the local company. We've got him on the board, he's doing a fantastic job, everything's ready to go with the drilling. Really, really good guy to have, fluent in about 6 languages. Puts me to shame by a long way, by a country mile and a half, And there he is, 45 meters down, on a 5 meter wide vein, Marley phase. The more I tell this, even I'm starting to get excited now, and that's pretty good. So, this looks good. This is what we're doing.